This video is how to make a graph using Google Sheets. So we're going to click on Google Sheets and we'll make a new spreadsheet and we'll title it, say, photosynthesis data. And let me make this a little bigger so we can see it. Okay, close this over here that I don't need. Okay, so what I want to do to make my life easy is I'm going to keep everything in these first columns. Oops. And for a bar graph, I'm going to put the titles on the top, and then I'll put the data underneath. So for photosynthesis, say we have something like we're going to vary the light, and that might be the wattage of the light. And then we are going to measure the height. So how high the plant grows, and say we're going to measure it in centimeters. So you might have a variety of wattage. So maybe you have something in the dark, maybe you have something at 60 watts, maybe a 100-watt light bulb, and then maybe a really high intense light bulb, so 200 watts. And then you measure the height of the plant. So if it's in the dark, maybe it grows a tiny bit, but then nothing. And then you've got a little bit bigger and grows quite a bit here, maybe diminishing returns. So we've got some data. Then you select these columns, and I want to make sure I'm including the column titles as well as the data. So just do this. Then I go insert up here and chart. And then Google Sheets is going to determine, it'll make its best guess as to what graph I'd like. And so it thought that I wanted a line graph, but in this case, I would like to, which would actually work great for this data. This is not a bad idea for a line graph. So for a line graph, you have continuous data. You've got your independent variable on the horizontal axis here. You've got your dependent variable on the vertical axis. We don't need titles for this class. And then we've got a nice system. If I wanted to put this in the document, I would just right click on it. Oh, that's not true for this one. I would actually do Command C or Control C, however it is that you copy it. Then I would go into my document. So let's see, here's my document. So I might go in here and paste wherever I need the graph. Let's just put it at the end here. And I can link to the spreadsheet or not. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to paste, and there it is. So I could center this if I want, maybe move it this way a little. So it's pretty, it's a nice size, and that's perfect. So that's a line graph. If I want to make a bar graph, it's very similar. Okay, let me just delete this. I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet. Okay, now for a bar graph works a little bit better for categorical data. So say I did something like, here's the height, and then we had light, and we had different wavelengths. So maybe blue and red and green for our wavelengths. Okay, and then we've got our height. So in this case, again, the first column is our independent variable, and then our second column is our dependent. So it's going to default to being horizontal axis, vertical axis. We're going to insert our chart. I could also, instead of going up here to insert, I could go over to this little icon, insert chart. And again, it decided I wanted a line graph. In this case, I want a bar graph, a bar chart. So I'm going to go over to the right, it says line chart, and I'm going to select instead a column chart here, which is basically a bar graph. And you can see it shifted it for me. I'm going to delete this, and then you can see we reduced the size here a little bit. We've got our graph. Vertical axis, height in centimeters. So we have our label plus our units. That's on both axes. Nice scale. And again, I could just Command C on this and go to my document, and I find where I want to put it, paste it in, and there we are. So that's a bar graph and a line graph. Might look a little bit different if you're on a PC or a Mac, but and depending upon uh, if they do any updates, but that is a good overview. So good luck on that. All right, take care. I just need to stop this recording. Here. Okay.